Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. I want to encourage you to use the question and answer button, the Q&A button you see on your screen, to ask questions of our presenters at any time. They're eager to ask or to answer your questions, so don't be shy. Ask questions about any of the institutions, about the application for admission. Really anything relating to college admission is fair game. Your camera and your microphone are turned off, so the panelists won't be able to see or hear you. That's really the only means you have of communicating is the Q&A. Also, this is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this College Fair series, so be sure to sign up for some others. And the presentation is being recorded, so you can revisit it later or check out some of the presentations that you miss at the same website where you signed up, strivescan.com/WACAC. And we will go ahead and start with our first panelist, Corinne from Marist College.
Excellent, and thank you. Here we go. Come on. Okay, so good evening. My name is Corinne Schell, and I am Director of West Coast Admission at Marist College. I've actually been at Marist now for 36 years and have served as Director of Transfer Admission at Marist. So I have a lot of experience and a background in assisting students with the transfer process from one school to Marist. But we are located in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is about an hour and a half north of New York City. We are a private four-year liberal arts college located, as I mentioned, in Poughkeepsie. Across town is Vassar College. Up the road is the Culinary Institute of America. Bard College is about a half hour north of us. West Point is about an hour south across the river. There's a community college in town, and there's also a state university that's not too far. So needless to say, in a very small radius, there's quite a few colleges and universities. The picture that you're looking at here is of our campus. I call it the Academic Country Club. It's an absolutely gorgeous campus with very strong academics, as well as great opportunities for students for socialization, whether it's through clubs or organizations or even sporting events. So we are known as the Marist Red Foxes. We have approximately a little over 5,100 undergraduate students. We do have about 1,000 graduate students, and grad programs are completely online. However, we do have several majors where students can get their bachelor's and their master's within a 5-year period of time. Our student body is represented from 47 different states, 64 countries. We do offer well over 40 different majors at Marist. And we do find that a majority of students come in as undecided, and that's okay. You have up until the end of the semester, end of your second semester, sophomore year, to really determine what it is that you would like to study. And then about 98% of our students upon graduation are either employed or in grad school. And for a parent, that's music to their ears, because that's the goal, to obtain employment or get accepted into a graduate school after you have finished your college degree. And then the great thing too about Marist with the class sizes, our faculty, most of our faculty have their doctorates. We do not have teaching assistant, no lecture halls. All of our classes are taught by these faculty members. The maximum class size you'll ever have is 35. Once you get more into your particular field of study, you'll have anywhere from 5 up through the 35 students in class. What's nice too is that faculty will know who you are by name, usually by the 3rd or 4th class. Very accessible to our students, whether it's through office hours, emails, text messages, phone calls, but they are definitely there to help and support our students. And then here, the classroom experience. And again, I love that Marist is very visual. You're not necessarily sitting in class in a row looking up at the teacher. It's very engaging, very constructive conversation that takes place, very round table. And one of the things students have always commented is that they're not necessarily learning, quote, from a textbook. They really dive deep right into their particular field of study the minute they walk into a classroom. And then here, this young lady basically just said that she found that the faculty were very, very caring, knowledgeable, and really striving to make sure that you are succeeding and rooting for you every step of the way. Here's some of our classrooms at Marist. Upper left is an anatomy lab. We do have a master's level physician's assistant program, so we work with the undergraduates to help hopefully be accepted to the program. Bottom left is our investment center, so our students in finance are investing through Wall Street Monday through Friday with real money. Bottom middle is our fashion emporium, which is the fashion store. We are 5th in the country, 25th in the world for our fashion programs, and lots of amazing internship programs. We also have on the bottom right is our cybersecurity office or classroom. So that's another very, very big major through computer science and mathematics. And then research, all of our students can do research from the moment they walk in as an undergraduate freshman, sophomore, and it can be across all disciplines. It's just not psychology or biology or the sciences. Most students have that opportunity to take advantage of research. And then we do have an honors program at Marist and internships, very big at Marist. More than 83% of our students will do some type of internship while they're a student at Marist. And then here's some of our very prestigious ones, American University in Marist, DC program, New York, Marist and Manhattan, and then for economic majors, the Hansard Scholars. Study abroad, more than half of our students study abroad to well over 70 different destinations around the world. And then we do have a campus in Florence, Italy. Make sure to check that out. And I know I'm going very quickly. We're Division I for sports, 23 varsity, 12 women, 11 men. We have 16 club sports, everything from men's and women's rugby, ice hockey, equestrian, and a very big intramural program, over 80 different clubs and organizations. Residential housing is available for our transfer students. And then this is the timeline, preferred deadlines, June 1st for fall, November 1st for spring, but it is rolling. Common App or a Marist app. These are the things that we're looking at, and I want to thank you very much. I know that I've run out of time, so please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'd love to share our passion of Marist. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Corinne. And next we'll hear from Elizabeth at the New School.
Hello, good evening. Let me share my screen. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Palayo. I'm the Director of Transfer Admission at the New School, which is a private university in New York City. So welcome to the New School via my living room. So I don't have the opportunity on my computer to do a virtual background. So I thought this is a fun shot to start with. This is our New School students and community marching in the New York City Pride Parade. Pre-pandemic, of course, this was in 2019. And here they're walking by one of our New School buildings. So just brief history to set the scene a bit. So the New School's not new. We were founded in 1919 by academic visionaries at the time who were really just quite disenfranchised with the state of higher education at the time. And they quite literally wanted to do something new. So they envisioned a new school where faculty and students would really freely, openly address the problems facing society of the time. They were courageous. Their intellectual spirit of the New School really remains present in the university today in its academic rigor, creative exploration, and the multidimensional study that defines the New School. So today, since 1919, the university evolved into a really comprehensive university focused on art and design, liberal arts, and performing arts. So the 4 undergraduate colleges we're going to discuss this evening: Parsons, Lang, College of Performing Arts, and the bachelor's program for adults and transfer students, which is housed in the schools of public engagement you see there. They all accept transfer students. Here's a little snapshot of the majors across the quote unquote traditional 4-year bachelor's programs at the university. So Parsons Paris, and the College of Performing Arts offer majors in the Bachelor of Fine Arts. And Marist School of Music also has a Bachelor of Music program. So these degrees are studio-based courses. You're either in the practice room or you're in the art studio. And then Eugene Lane College offers liberal arts majors that culminate in that Bachelor of Arts degree. And these are, of course, your more reading and writing theory-based courses. All of the undergraduate students across our different colleges can choose from more than 55 minors across the disciplines. So popular minors include communication design, psychology, and creative entrepreneurship. And in addition to the minors, students can also take elective courses that are open to the students across the university. So it's in this space, the electives and the minors, where you're really seeing how our students are working across these performing arts, liberal arts, and art and design disciplines that really make the new school so unique. These disciplines together within under one university, and the opportunity to collaborate and work across those fields is really what one of the many things that makes the new school so special. So across all these colleges, we have about 10,000 students. 8,000 of them are undergraduate students, and they come from across the country and around the world. And about a half of our students are enrolled at Parsons School of Design. So that is our largest and probably most well-known school of the university. And more than a third of our students come from countries outside of the US. So we're actually also the most international institution in the country, percentage-wise, by percentage of our international students at the university. And we draw students from all 50 states. We typically enroll about 400 to 500 transfer students each fall semester. So it's about 25% of our new students each fall are transfer students. At the new school, you're going to really be known, supported, and challenged by your classmates, your peers, your teachers, who are going to know really well by name. They're going to know when you're not there in class, which is a very good thing. The student to faculty ratio is about 9:1, and the average class size is 12. And we're community fiercely committed to social justice. Students, they're challenged to understand that the human needs informing their work, whether it be in the art and design disciplines, the liberal arts, or the performing arts. Our students are really relentlessly asking questions and challenging convention, taking risks and collaborating again across these disciplines to really see how their unique craft or career or industry, how they can really contribute that to make the world a better place. And we're committed to environmental sustainability also across all of our disciplines. Our students explore multiple sites and scales of engagement, develop socially and environmentally sustainable products, garments, interiors, buildings, and urban habitats. And all the while engaged in a really rigorous and relevant curriculum. Sometimes we like to say our curriculum feels like it's very live in real time, where our faculty is quickly reacting to what's happening in the world and bringing it right into the classroom. The learning's active, it's collaborative, and it's really project-based. It's really hands-on, regardless of what discipline you're studying at the university. And I want to point out that we do have a bachelor's program for adults and transfer students as well. So all of our undergraduate programs, of course, accept transfer students, but we have a program for adult students who have taken time away from college, from high school before college completion. It's a liberal arts program. It gives students more flexibility, and it really attends to the unique needs of an adult student. It can be done part-time or full-time. There's a self-design option and has a really generous transfer credit policy, including the opportunity to receive credit for work or life experience. And for the other adults or career changers who are looking to launch a career in the design or fashion industries or art industry, we also have associate degrees at Parsons for students who might already have bachelor's degrees or looking for a career change and would like to begin studying design in a 2-year program. And just a little picture of our campus here. Of course, since we're not on it right now, we're looking at the heart of the university right here. This is the University Center located in Greenwich Village at 14th Street and 5th Avenue. We're an urban campus, of course. We're built right into Greenwich Village, the historic and important neighborhood in New York City and in the art world specifically. The buildings are really integrated right into the tapestry of Greenwich Village. So you really see how our buildings are fairly close together and part of the larger New York City grid. We encourage you to take our virtual tour both of our New York campus and our Parsons Paris campus. And here's just a quick view of some transfer deadlines for this fall semester. You see that many have passed, but they are priority deadlines. We are still accepting applications. And if you're interested in applying for 2022, check back on our website for the new dates, requirements, and application timeline. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Next, we'll hear from Scott from Syracuse University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Scott Taylor. I'm the Director of Transfer and Veteran Admissions at Syracuse University. This is an aerial shot of our campus. We have been voted one of the 50 most beautiful college campuses in the country, so that's a fact that we're very proud of. Many of you are probably wondering where Syracuse University is located. We like to say we're located in the heart of New York. We're about 5 hours from New York City, 5 hours from Boston, 5 hours from Toronto. 7 hours from Washington, D.C. roughly. So very easy to get to Syracuse and very easy to get to every place else around the world. In fact, we have students from all 50 states. About a third of our student body does come from the state of New York, but we are representative of all 50 states and 170 different countries. And the great thing about Syracuse University is not only do we have our main campus in central New York, we have campuses in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles, as well as campuses in Strasbourg, France, Florence, Italy, London, Santiago, Chile, and Madrid, Spain. So about 50% of our student body studies abroad at least once while they're a Syracuse University student, and some students even study abroad twice while they're at Syracuse. And if you're in some of our programs, such as the College of Arts and Sciences or College of Engineering and Computer Science, you can study abroad your very first semester on campus. So if you're one of those adventuresome people who just has to get abroad, you could start in our Discovery program as a first semester freshman, and then come back and study again a second time as well. And our transfer student population goes abroad as well also. Syracuse University is made up of 10 different schools and colleges. So what kind of sets us apart from some other schools you may be considering is when you apply to Syracuse, you apply directly to the school or college that you're interested in. So if you're interested in studying architecture in our 5-year Bachelor of Architecture program, you would apply directly to the School of Architecture. If you want to be in our highly ranked College of Visual and Performing Arts and be an actor or make movies or are into interior design, you would apply directly to the College of Visual and Performing Arts. You'll see the schools that have the little orange asterisk after their name. Those schools allow you to apply undecided. So if you've been at your school for a year or two and you're still not quite sure where you want to go, you can apply undecided even as a transfer student. And then once you get on campus, you can take some classes and kind of feel where you want to go. We do have some very highly ranked programs. We're very proud of our #1 ranking as the private institution for military veterans. Our college newspaper is consistently ranked as the #1 college newspaper in the country. So if you're thinking of studying journalism, you're going to have an amazing opportunity between the Daily Orange, which is our newspaper, and the fact that we're on the ACC network, which started out of Syracuse University. So you're going to get time to be in front of a camera or behind the camera if that's kind of the route you're thinking. We have the #5 architecture school in the country, the #11 social work program in the country, and the #18 film program. So a lot of different options. And the nice thing is at Syracuse, even if you're a student in the College of Arts and Sciences, you can take classes in our business school or in our College of Sports and Human Dynamics. So you get the chance to really become a well-rounded student. Our average class size is about 18 students. Our faculty to student ratio is about 15 students for every 1 faculty member. So it's, even though we're a large university with about a 15,000 student undergrad population, the classroom feel is very small. So we like to say we're a large university with a small school feel. A lot of that learning takes place outside of the classroom. So we have what we call the integrated academic and career advising model. So when you arrive at Syracuse, you'll be assigned 3 advisors: your career advisor, who will help you get a job when you leave; your academic advisor, who will help you plan your time at Syracuse; and a peer advisor who will help you get settled on campus. We're an R1 research institution, which means we're one of the top 115 research universities in the country. We have undergraduate students who are involved in cutting edge research. You don't have to wait to be a PhD student or a grad student to get involved in research. In fact, you can start in research as long as you find a professor who's doing something you're interested in. You can start in your very first semester at Syracuse University. As I already mentioned, we have students from 50 states and 170 different countries. When you're on campus, we have over 300 activities. So almost anything you can think of, we have a club or a team that does it. We just opened a brand new, beautiful, comprehensive health and wellness center, the Barnes Center. Not only does it integrate physical fitness, but integrates spiritual fitness, mental fitness, dietitians, and everything like that. Probably what we're most well known for is the dome. That picture in the lower corner is the Carrier Dome, full of students for a basketball game, obviously pre-pandemic. Getting to Syracuse University, we take transfer students both in the fall and the spring semesters. If you're interested in applying for Syracuse for the upcoming fall 2021 semester, that deadline is July 1st. We've already started notifying students. We have rolling admission. We notify twice a week. You can apply to every program at Syracuse but one as a transfer student. That's the Allied and Entertainment Recording Industries program, also known as Bandier. Unfortunately, that is only open to first-year students, but our other 199 majors are open to you as a transfer student. And we'll continue to accept transfer applications after the July 1st deadline. If you're thinking coming in spring 22, that application will open in early August. We're a common application school, and with the priority deadline of November 15th, but again, we'll continue to admit students well after the November 15th deadline. If you're considering Syracuse, there's only a few things you need to submit. We are a common application school. The official transcripts from any college you've attended since graduating high school. Just one letter of recommendation from either a college professor or a high school teacher. During the pandemic, we're being a little more lax about who writes your letters of recommendation. So even if you've been at high school for 2 or 3 years, but you really haven't gotten to know maybe some of your more recent professors, we'll take a professor that you had a few years ago or even a high school teacher if necessary. And then finally, we require the transfer college report for all incoming transfer students. We do have a commitment to affordability. Last year, 76% of our incoming class received some sort of financial assistance, whether that was a merit scholarship or needs-based financial assistance. There is no special application for your merit-based scholarship. Your application to the university is all that you need to apply. If you have a 3.5 GPA and at least 12 credits, you qualify for a merit scholarship. And then finally, we're a FAFSA and CSS profile school, and we try to meet full demonstrated need. So I see my time is just about up. Please feel free to email me at transfer@syr.edu or call at 315-443-3611. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Next, we'll hear from the University of Rochester.
Hi there. My name is Libby Brown. I'm from the University of Rochester. I'm actually born and raised Rochesterian, but like Corinne, I live on the West Coast as a regional for all of the California communities. So the WACAC students that I typically see are everyone from freshmen all the way through transfers. And I'm excited to share time with you tonight and obviously looking forward to hopefully seeing you in person soon enough. Obviously, similar to the theme tonight, we do see a fair number of folks representing, New Yorkers this time around. So I am actually very, very close by to Syracuse. We're about an hour west, a little bit closer to California. But the city of Rochester is much like the city of Syracuse, home to an international airport. So you don't have to necessarily fly into New York and then drive up, but we do see a lot of our students who are flying from the West Coast, the Bay Area, the Central Valley, Central Coast, and the Southern California region, taking a layover flight typically in Chicago, New York, DC, Baltimore, Atlanta, Charlotte, and then flying into Rochester direct. Our campus is right directly around the corner from the airport, so it's very easily accessible. Rochester is located on the ancestral homelands of the Haudenosaunee community, specifically Seneca Nation, so I wanted to acknowledge that quickly. But as you can see, it is much closer to Canada than we are to the New York City area. About a solid 6.5, 7-hour drive to Boston, New York, Philly, a little bit farther for DC again. But we do have semesters in New York, semesters in the DC area, as well as a very common thread of students also studying abroad. With Rochester as a community, one of the things that I appreciate, it's the third largest city in the state, and it is an urban community, but we're really well known for a couple of specific things. So obviously our Eastman School of Music is one of the top conservatories in the world, very well known for music and classical music, jazz music in the city of Rochester, lots of festivals that are associated with music, though obviously, as the theme has also been tonight, not quite as many as you would see pre-pandemic as post-pandemic or currently, but we do have a lot of options for students to have that urban community, though on a much smaller scale, fair. We are located, again, in the bend of the river. So the river campus, as you see, is home to our Hadrian School of Engineering. That is another thing that we're really well known for. Our colleges of arts and sciences, home to our, poli-sci program or economics. We have Nobel Prize winners in that community. And certainly it is a popular choice for many of our transfers from the region. We do also have the Simon School of Business, which is a popular choice for students on the West Coast, alongside, obviously, the big piece of the puzzle for a lot of students, our School of Nursing, as well as our University of Rochester Medical Center. We were home to and continue to work through the COVID vaccine trials for Pfizer. So if you have taken that vaccine, congratulations, you have a part of Rochester as a part of you. We are a research community, but we're small. We're 5,500 undergrads with a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And I'll get into our curriculum, which is a bit unique as well. But I wanted to just sort of say who we are a little bit more. So we have this very strong emphasis on our motto, which means ever better. It's Meliora Latin. It actually means better things. But the idea behind it is that we are ever bettering ourselves, ever bettering the world around us. This growth mindset, this connection to social justice and commitment to a global mindset. And certainly I want to just also acknowledge what has been happening around the world, all of the violence and the tragedy that is happening around the world right now. Our students see that and acknowledge it because they're also a part of that global community. We have 120 countries represented on our campus. We have a very strong orientation towards that study abroad experience on all continents, including Antarctica. And one thing that I also want to sort of tie into this is it is a very practical hands-on learning experience. Much like Syracuse, the Research One experience starts right away, and especially for our transfers, whether you are a 60 credit plus transfer or a 6 credit plus transfer, we have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved and really commit to the pathways that you're excited about. We do see a lot of double majoring, triple majoring, quadruple majoring, and this is because we have what we call an open curriculum, or a curriculum that doesn't have general education requirements. And so that actually helps in some ways, but I know with the volume of transfers that I see from California, sometimes that can make a little bit more complicated transfer processes because you've been taking primarily general education requirements. And so I always encourage students to really follow their paths, but we'll be able to accept the credits that you are taking right now regardless. Typically, most of our students will have that strong orientation towards internships, research, and work in that hands-on experience. But again, it really is up to you. We have a very diverse community, a very active community with a lot of opportunities to get involved. It's a residential community, opportunities to live on campus, however long you're going to be on our campus as a transfer. And so there is a lot of, again, connection to the community and opportunities to deepen that and thrive that throughout your experience with us. I want to briefly, quickly talk about the holistic review process. All of our transfers do have the common application process as well. We do use that holistic review through a values-driven approach. So we are thinking about how are you transitioning from your current academic experiences? What does that look like in the age of COVID? We have a lot of opportunities to connect with you about your experiences through interviews, essays, recommendations, but also we do meet 100% of demonstrated need for all of our enrolling students, including transfers, and we also offer extensive merit scholarships on top of that as well. We have spring processes, fall processes. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of those, but please feel free to reach out to me. I'm looking forward to sharing time with you, wishing you the best and hoping that you're all doing well in spite of everything. So thanks again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Libby. And next we will hear from Marymount Manhattan College.
All right, hello everybody. I'll go ahead and start from the beginning slide. So welcome first to Marymount Manhattan College. As you can tell, very much a city college campus. This is our main campus entrance. So Carson Hall, we also have an entrance on 73rd Street, but I'll show you a map so you can kind of get a better sense. But you'll see we are very much a city college feel, definitely not your kind of typical gated in college campus, very much an open campus throughout New York City. So this here is basically our main kind of quick facts about MMC. So we have just under 1,900 students. So definitely a small school in one of the biggest cities in the world. Students from 49 states and 33 countries. So for a smaller school of just under 1,900 students to have that many people from that many different types of places, definitely something that we take pride in. About 60% of our student population comes from out of state as well. So definitely a big portion of students coming from just about all over. You'll see again, we are located, if you look at the map, on the Upper East Side in New York City. We're about 4 avenues east of Central Park, so definitely a nice area to be in for sure. I'm saying that as a native New Yorker here. But you'll see that we have basically our 55th Street Residence Hall, which is exactly where we're located, 16 blocks down. So basically exactly where we're located between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, 16 blocks down. It's about a 15-minute walk. Students normally take the walk to campus. What's nice about the Residence Hall is that all the dorms are apartment style, so each apartment will come with its own bathroom, living area, and kitchen as well. So definitely kind of that suite style living in New York for a college student, which is certainly hard to find. And then if you look further downtown, you'll see our Cooper Square Residence Hall, which is located in the East Village neighborhood, not necessarily a walk to campus. Students normally take the 6th train right on up to 68th Street Hunter College, which is a city college stop about 4 blocks away. In total, door to door, it's about a 20-minute commute. So students like that they have possibly the opportunity to live in 2 different residence halls in 2 different parts of Manhattan, while never being no longer than 20 minutes away. In terms of the academics, so we have about 30 majors and 40 minors. We're kind of separated into our 5 different academic divisions. So we'll have our business division, humanities and social sciences division, our natural sciences division, our fine and performing arts, and then our communication arts. About 60 to 65% of our students actually have a double major, a minor, or even a double minor. So a lot of different options flexibility wise to explore different interests, and we always encourage that. In terms of City Edge, so obviously being in New York City, we can talk about internships, all that we like, which is certainly, definitely something that a lot of our students do achieve. Over half of our students do graduate with at least 1 internship. But City Edge specifically focuses on getting our students as much real world experience throughout their time in New York as possible. So basically, we have City Edge embedded courses in each major curriculum, where basically it's meant to aim for students to get out and about and really kind of take their studies throughout New York City and into the real world. So for example, some of our international studies students are able to take their courses at the United Nations. Some of our photography students are able to take their courses at a photography institute located near Bryant Park. And then some of our theater and our dance students are taking their courses at professional theaters and studios across New York City. So definitely that kind of immersive experience. In terms of just kind of dates and different things like that, for transfer students, you'll see that we are on a rolling admissions basis. Enrollment deadline for fall 21 was May 1st, but we are still accepting transfer students for fall 21. So definitely keep that in mind. The transfer process is pretty easy. We're on the Common App. I would recommend any student interested in fall 21 to complete the MMC application, just a bit easier and quicker to process on our side. We'll really just need a letter of recommendation, an essay, and then your official college transcripts. You can certainly send us unofficial in the meantime until you get your official in, and we can provide you with a decision as soon as possible. You'll see the average transfer GPA is about a 3.3, and you'll see the transfer class for transfer students is about 80. So actually a fairly large transfer student population. About a fifth of our students are transfer students. So 20% of our students coming in are transfer students. So you'll definitely find your own transfer community. In terms of the cost to attend, you'll see for students living on campus, that's going to be right around 18,000. I'm sorry, the total cost is around 56,000 per year. My apologies for the sirens in the background. All right, very New York-esque. I'll let that pass. So we have just around 57K, just around 56K per year for a student living on campus. You'll see tuition and fees is just around 37,400. Room and board is just under 18,900. Bring the total cost again for a student living on campus to just around 56K per year. So still makes us one of the more affordable private schools located in the New York City area. And I would say about 100% of our students actually the last 2 years came in on some sort of financial aid, with the average being about 17,000 that students did receive. In terms of scholarships for transfer students, those can range anywhere from $3,000 to $13,000 per year. We also have additional scholarships and grants that students can receive. That includes associate's degree distinction grant. If you will be receiving your associate's degree, you can receive an additional grant. We also have a community college honor society scholarship, and then we have several articulation grants with several community colleges in the New York City area. So I am the assistant director of transfer admission here. Again, my name is Greg Davis. You can always just contact our main admissions office information right there. You can use our fee waiver code if you are filling out the Common App, but I'll just leave you with any student interested in kind of in a big city like New York City, a very urban campus, but a smaller school where you're getting that personalized attention. Marymount may definitely be a good option for you. So appreciate your time and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Greg. So that is our final university presentation this evening, but I'd like to invite all of my colleagues to turn on their cameras and join us here to just answer a quick question with the time that we have remaining. We could just go quickly round robin style, about 30 seconds, maybe a minute tops per person. And we will start with Corinne from Marist College.
Give an interesting or fun fact about your school. Everything is wonderful about Marist. Yeah, we have a campus in Florence, Italy, which is incredible. We do have a freshman program over there, but even transfer students will take advantage of the campus. However, we do have students that will go travel to well over 70 different destinations around the world at some point during their college career at Marist.
Cool, thank you. Next, Elizabeth at the new school.
The new school's mascot is a narwhal, Gnarls the narwhal, which perfectly represents our community. The students voted on Gnarls the narwhal. I think it really demonstrates their creativity, their innovation, their tendency to do something a bit different and not so typical. So Gnarls, despite not having varsity sports, Gnarls is around and is beloved by many.
And next is Syracuse University, Scott.
Hi, so a couple of different facts. The one maybe most people know is we have the largest domed stadium on any college campus in the country, the Carrier Dome. It's actually the largest dome stadium in the Northeast. And inside the Carrier Dome is the second largest video screen in the entire country. The only one that's larger is the one that's in Cowboy Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Ours is second only to them. It's massive. And our mascot is Otto the Orange. He is voted the #1 non-animal mascot in the country, non-live mascot in the country.
Go Orange.
Libby, University of Rochester, you're next.
Yeah, so I was gonna go geeky and I'm still gonna stay geeky, but we have some weird mascots too. We're a yellow jacket, so sting you. That's very intimidating. Our flower is the dandelion, equally intimidating, especially if you have allergies. But we have one of the most powerful lasers in the world. It's second only to one in Japan. And we do fusion research with it. We're really well known for our optics program, and yeah, it's literally recreating conditions of the sun every time it lights up. So it's a pretty cool thing and very powerful, and hopefully will not blow us all up, but I have faith.
Thanks so much, Libby. And Marymount, Manhattan, Greg, you're last.
Yeah, I would say an interesting fact is that two of our probably most popular events include our Apple Fest and Strawberry Fest, which is basically a big street fair where we shut down 71st Street. Tons of different activities. If anyone's ever been to like the San Gennaro Feast in Little Italy, I'd say it's like a mini version of that. I'm from New York originally, and it's still one of my most favorite things to do on campus. Just kind of gives you just real New York City vibes and really just kind of a fun day for all of our students.
Great. Thank you so much. And with that, we'll end our presentation. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much to all of our panelists this evening for sharing with us information about their universities. When you close your window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We really appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for others. And in about a week, as I mentioned before, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as recordings of all of the other sessions that were part of this college fair at strivescan.com/WACAC. Thank you, and thanks again to all the panelists. Have a great evening.
Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everyone.